Good morning, students, and welcome back to the discussions from a new lesson in the syllabus of class 9 physics, work, power, and energy. Today, we shall be discussing about the scientific concept of work done. What is work? In everyday life, we talk of work, power, and energy. We often talk of easy work, difficult work, and hard work. When we feel tired, we say that there is no energy in the body. When we talk of electricity, we use the words power and energy. Although these terms appear to be very clear, but we confuse them. In physics, all these terms have specific meanings. So, we shall be discussing all these topics one by one today and in the coming video lessons. So, as I told you, today we shall be discussing about work done by a force. Let's begin with some examples. Just focus on the first picture. You can see that a horse is pulling a cart. By pulling a cart, the horse is doing some work. Similarly, you see the second picture, a man climbing the stairs. So by climbing the stairs, the man is doing some work. Now in both these cases, what are the things that have been taken into consideration which has helped to decide that work is being done? For having a better understanding, let's take the example. Further, an engine of a moving vehicle does work. A body dropped from a height falls towards the earth. It indicates that the earth exerts a force of attraction. As we all know, it is called gravity or the gravitational force on the body. The gravitational force does work in pulling the body towards it. So now, as I was asking that what are the two things that you may infer from these examples? Are there any factors that have been helping to decide that whether work is done or not? In all these examples, we were saying that work has been done, but it is quite different from the general notion of the term work as we do in our day-to-day lives. Work is said to be done scientifically when a force applied on a body produces motion in it. So you can see that there is a block lying on the surface of the table. So a force F is acting on it, and this force F is producing some displacement S on this block. So there should be some force and there should be some displacement. So when a force makes an object move through some displacement along the direction of the force, work is said to be done. Work done in moving a body is equal to the product of force exerted on the body and the distance moved by the body in the direction of force. Or we can say that work done in moving a body is equal to the product of force exerted on the body and the displacement of the body. So work done is equal to force multiplied by displacement, or symbolically, if we represent W for work done, force by F and displacement by S, then W is equal to F into S. Now in this definition of work done, there are two keywords. What are they? Force and displacement. We know that force is the pull or push which changes or tends to change the state of rest or of uniform motion of a body in a straight line. We also know that displacement is the shortest distance between 2 points, that is, the initial position and the final position. In daily life, any activity that requires muscular or mental effort is a work. Daily, we talk of difficult tasks, easy tasks, hard tasks. If you are studying late night, sitting at a place, you are working very hard. If you are preparing for your examinations, you are working very hard. But in science, in physics, the term work conveys a totally different and a very specific meaning. When a person is standing with a heavy load on his head, he is doing no work in terms of physics. On the other hand, if a person is lifting a heavy load from the ground, he is doing work. While dragging a punctured motorcycle, he is doing work. While pushing a car to some distance, he is doing work. So, in each of these cases, we are doing work by exerting a force on an object which makes the object move from one place to the other. Say, for example, you are lifting a book from a table. To some height. Suppose the height is h and the weight of that object, that is the book, is w. So, in order to lift this book through this height h, you have to apply a force. By applying force, this book will change its place. So, there is a force applied and there is some displacement. So, in order to have certain amount of work to be done, these are the two conditions to be specified. That is, there should be an applied force and displacement of the object on which force is applied is compulsory. If any of these two above conditions is not satisfied, then work is not done. So actually, that's why we say that work done is a product of the two parameters, force and displacement. Let us gather some more information regarding work done. Work is a scalar quantity. Now, here you may argue that work is a product of two vector quantities, as we have seen that work done is equal to force multiplied by displacement. Now, both force and displacement are vector quantities. So, how come work done is scalar? This is because it is the scalar product of the two vectors, force and displacement. You would be getting more information regarding the product of two vector quantities in your senior sections, but for the time being, you should remember that work done is a pure scalar. It can be positive, negative, or zero. Now, negative work does not mean it is a vector quantity. Work done by friction is negative as the displacement is opposite to the friction. Now, how to find out the SI unit of work? The SI unit of work is called Joule. Unit of force is Newton and unit of displacement is meter. So, Newton into meter, that is Joule. So, we can write down 1 joule to be equal to 1 Newton multiplied by 1 meter. So, that's exactly how we define 1 joule. What is the definition? As you can see right now on your screen, 1 joule is the amount of work done when 1 newton of force acting on a body displaces it through 1 meter. Now, apart from the SI system, we have another system of unit called the CGS system, and in the CGS system, unit of work is erg. So 1 joule is 10 to the power 7 erg, or we can write down 1 erg to be equal to 10 to the power minus 7 joule. So for work to be done, both force and displacement must be present in a body. If a force applied on a body does not produce displacement in the body, scientifically work is not done. Like for example, a man holding a book in his hands in a stationary position does not do any work, since the weight of the book acting on him does not produce any displacement. Similarly, a man trying to push a rigid and stationary wall does not do work, since the force applied by him does not move the wall. Now we shall discuss a very important situation. What happens when a force is acting obliquely on an object? This means there is an angle between the direction of the force applied and the displacement. Suppose this is the surface over which a block has to be moved. Then if in this direction the force has been applied and the displacement is taking place along the horizontal, then the angle formed between the direction of force and displacement, it is denoted by the Greek symbol theta. So theta represents the angle formed between the directions of force and displacement. Now, force being a vector quantity, we can obtain its components along two mutually perpendicular directions. One along the x-axis, that is along the horizontal, and another along the y-axis, that is along the vertical. Let us do that. So along the vertical direction, I'm just representing it with a different color so that it becomes convenient for you to identify the components. So along the horizontal and along the vertical. So along the horizontal, the component is given as f cos of theta, while along the vertical it is written as f sine of theta. Now you might be wondering what is sine theta and what is cos theta. Let us quickly collect a little bit of information regarding this. There is a branch of mathematics called trigonometry, in which we study about different ratios taking into consideration the sides of a right angled triangle. So if this be the right angle triangle, let us name it as A, B and C, then this angle is marked theta, this is the perpendicular. So we know that the three sides of a right angle triangle are perpendicular, base and hypotenuse. Then we can obtain different ratios called the trigonometric ratios. What are they? The first ratio is called sine theta, which is equal to perpendicular by hypotenuse. The second ratio is cos theta, which is base by hypotenuse, and the third ratio is tan theta, which is perpendicular by base. The other one being the reciprocal of these ratios. So reciprocal of sine theta is cosec theta, which is hypotenuse by perpendicular. Reciprocal of cos theta is sec theta, which is hypotenuse by base. And finally reciprocal of tan theta is cot theta, which is base by perpendicular. So amongst these we require the knowledge of these two. So going back to the previous page, we have seen that we have distributed the components of force along the two mutually perpendicular directions, x-axis and y-axis, as f cos theta and f sin theta. So now along the direction of the displacement you find that the component of force is f cos theta. So work done is given by f cos of theta multiplied by s. Or rather we can write down w to be equal to f s cos of theta. So this turns out to be an important result, because with the help of this result we can figure out when work done is going to be positive, negative or 0. One more thing I would like all the students to remember, that is the values of cos theta for standard angles. So I am simply writing down the values for cos theta for different standard angles. So now if this is the value of theta and this is the value of cos theta, then for theta equal to 0 degree cos theta is 1, for theta equal to 30 degree cos theta is root 3 by 2, for theta equal to 45 degree value of cos theta is 1 by root 2, for theta equal to 60 degree cos theta is 1 by 2, for theta equal to 90 degree cos theta is 0, and for theta equal to 180 degree cos theta is minus 1. So these values you need to remember. So now let's understand positive, 0 and negative work. Work done is said to be positive if the applied force is in the direction of the displacement. In this case, angle between force and displacement is 0. I'm just zooming in the figure a little bit, so you can see W is equal to Fs cos theta, theta is 0 degree, and as I have told you right now that cos of 0 degree is 1, so W becomes equal to F into S. The directions of force and displacement are same, so work done is positive. Work done by gravitational force of earth on an object falling towards the earth is positive. Work done by a horse pulling a cart on a level straight road is positive. Work done by the hands in stretching a spring is positive. A child pulling a toy with a string in a straight line on a floor does positive work. Coming to 0 work. Work done is said to be 0 if the applied force is 0, or displacement is 0, or the angle between displacement and force is 90 degree. You can see W is equal to Fs cos theta, W equal to Fs cos of 90, and cos 90 is 0, so W becomes equal to 0. Force and displacement are mutually perpendicular to each other. Direction of force is perpendicular to the direction of displacement. So work done is 0 in 3 different cases. What are they? Either the applied force is equal to 0, or displacement is equal to 0, or theta is equal to 90 degree. So in either of these 3 cases, work done will be 0. So a car will not move if no force is applied on it, so no work is done in this case. Work done in pushing a rigid wall is 0 because displacement of wall is 0. Work done by a person carrying load on his head and standing on platform is 0. Work done by the centripetal force acting along the thread from stone to the hand, whirling a stone in a horizontal circle is 0. In this case, the angle between force and displacement is 90 degree. Work done by the tension in the string of a simple pendulum is 0 because motion of a pendulum is also circular. Now, what about the third one, when work done is negative? So, work done is said to be negative if the applied force is in opposite direction to that of displacement. In this case, angle between force and displacement is 180 degree. So, as you can see, cos of 180 degree is equal to -1. So, W is equal to Fs cos 180. So, eventually you get W equal to minus F into S. It is quite clear in the figure also. So, work done by the frictional force of air by rough surface when an object is lifted from the surface of the earth, that is negative work. Work done by friction on an object sliding on a rough surface. Work done by brakes in stopping a running vehicle. Work done by hand in stopping a running ball. All these are examples of negative work. Let us see some more examples. As you can see right now, work done by gravitational force on a satellite is 0 because the force acts perpendicular to the direction of motion of the satellite. So as you can see in the picture, what is the direction of force? The direction of force is from Earth to the satellite. So this is the direction of force. What is the direction of velocity? The direction of velocity can be obtained by drawing a tangent to the curve. So this angle is 90 degree. So since the angle between the direction of force and displacement is 90 degree, so work done is going to be equal to 0. The same situation, the same understanding can be applied to this case also. Work done by sun on the earth is 0. When we throw a ball vertically upward, the work done by our force is positive, whereas the work done by the gravitational force is negative, since it acts in the direction opposite to the motion of the ball. When the ball falls back, the work done by the gravitational force is positive, since it acts along the direction of motion of the ball. Now let's discuss a situation where work is done against gravity. So suppose we are having an object of mass m which has to be taken through a height h from the surface of the earth. Then in this case, what should be the minimum force required? The minimum force required to lift the object, that is equal to the weight of the object, and weight, as we all know, is given by m into g, and that is the value of force. In this case, displacement is equal to the height through which it has to be taken. So using the formula for work done equal to force into displacement, we get work done to be equal to m into g into h. So for work done against gravity, this is going to be the expression. So we can list the expressions for work done as W equal to Fs, W equal to Fs cos of theta, and W equal to mgh. So this is the most general expression for work done that you will be studying in your senior classes. Using this expression, we can obtain the rest. Thank you.